What's going on, everyone? Y'all already know who it is. Your boy Fire Dragon CK back again for another video. Hey, listen, man. First off, I want to say shout out to the fighting game community out there, especially the Mortal Kombat community specifically, as this is definitely a Mortal Kombat themed video. But man, oh man, this video is coming off the heels of EVO 24, I almost said 2014, EVO 2024 that just wrapped itself up this past weekend. Let me tell you guys something, man. I know that this is going to seem like a lot of me just tooting the horn or me just, going with the winner. But anybody that knows me, they know that I've consistently always have said this. If you've been in parties with me, you know that I've always said this. If anybody has ever asked me this question before, they know that I've always have said this. And if anybody knows my personal opinion, they know that I've always said this. This is the reason why I will always say that Dominic McClain, Sonicfox, is the greatest NRS player of all time. The greatest not even just Mortal Kombat, but the greatest player of NRS games, period, is Sonicfox. Now, I want to give a major shout out to Ninja Killa. And what does Ninja Killa have to do with this? Obviously, Ninja Killa has nothing to do with EVO, as, of course, he wasn't actually there. But the reason why Ninja is being brought into this is because let's call a spade a spade. Ninja Killa is usually the player that people compare Sonicfox to when they try to say who is the better Mortal Kombat player, right? It's usually a competition between Ninja Killa and Sonicfox. And the reason for this is for a multitude of reasons. First, with Ninja Killa destroying Sonicfox and MKX, with the resurrection of MKX when people left Injustice 2 and hopped back on MKX during the time where we were waiting for MK11 to come out, that stretch between, let's say, like 2018 to 2019, that is when people, started questioning that initially because Ninja Killa destroyed Sonicfox and MKX, right? And then with MK11, this further happened because Ninja Killa would be the only person to challenge Sonicfox and MK11, and he beat Sonicfox a lot of times when they used to play online. But one of the most consistent things that I would always see is that offline, Sonicfox would usually have Ninja Killa's number a lot. So Ninja Killa would beat Sonicfox a lot more often online, but when they would play offline in tournament, Sonicfox would usually have the upper hand on him. And now with Mortal Kombat 1, we see this again. Ninja Killa is arguably one of the top 4 players. And why do I say top 4? The top 4 players in the game are obviously the Chilean twins, Scorpio Prox, and Nicholas, as well as Ninja and Sonic. Those are arguably like the top best players in the game. You throw in Rewind in there, you throw in like Combat, you throw in like my man Dialogue, shouts to Dialogue for his amazing Shao Kahn, amazing player. Dialogue goes in, shouts to you, player. But those are like some of the players that I think of when I think of the best of the best in Mortal Kombat 1. But still, even with all that being said, it's clear to see that Sonicfox is the GOAT when it comes to NRS games. And my whole thing is, it's the consistency factor. Like, when you look at it, right? Sonicfox, again, obviously took first place at this EVO that just passed in 2024. But you guys do realize that 10 years ago in 2014, Sonic also won his first EVO for Injustice 1, right? If that doesn't scream consistency, folks, I don't know what does. So somebody wins their first EVO 10 years ago in 2014, and then it's 10 years later in 2024, and they're still winning EVO medals, they're still coming first place in our NRS game. If that doesn't show dominance, then I don't know what does. And again, this isn't me just shilling or fanboying for Sonicfox. It's just called stating the facts, which a lot of people don't really like to hear, right? And you factor that in with the fact that this dude is playing other fighting games like Skullgirls and placing first in those type of games too, like playing games like Street Fighter V when Street Fighter V came out, and he actually had a top 8 placing in Street Fighter V, winning EVO also for Dragon Ball Fighters, and even coming in second place as well. Like when you factor in that the fact that this dude is not only playing NRS games, but also playing games from other developers and still winning medals in his main game, like when people really try to compare other players to Sonicfox, it just isn't like it just isn't possible. Like, even if you want to use the argument with Ninja, right? And I'm going to say this. I think that one of the greatest things about Ninja is his execution. I think that execution-wise, Ninja Killa is the most consistent NRS player. Like, it's very rare for Ninja to drop things, and he always does the most optimal thing in every situation. So when it comes to execution, Ninja is amazing. But I think what makes Sonicfox great is he's very adaptable. No one adapts better than Sonicfox in situations. Like, Sonicfox is a person, which has happened before, you can beat him 3-0 in tournament and send him to losers, and then the dude will beat you 6-0 to reset the bracket and then still win the tournament. And you sit there confused out of your mind, like, what? I just 3-0'd this dude this same tournament. Like, how did he just come back at 6-0 me? Like, what? Like, Sonicfox's adaptability is what separates him. Like, he has great execution, but obviously it's not like Ninja, in my opinion. Ninja's execution is better than his. Ninja probably has the greatest execution in NRS games. Sonic, all right, Ninja's execution is like a 9.9 or 10. And Sonicfox's execution is like an 8.5 to a 9. But Sonicfox's decision-making is what separates him, is what puts him a cut above the rest. It's his ability to make decisions so quickly on the fly and adapt to various situations. Playing multiple characters, like, no one can master NRS games like Sonic. Like, even when you look at him beating Nicholas, right? It's silly, because Nicholas was using Johnny Cage for way more of the tournament than Sonicfox was. Sonicfox's Johnny Cage was cold in that tournament in comparison to Nicholas's, right? Even if people want to say that it doesn't really take a whole lot of effort to play Johnny Cage, or, you know, Johnny Cage isn't really a character that requires a whole lot of muscle memory, even then, like, Nicholas was way hotter with Johnny than Sonic was, and Sonic still picked Johnny Cage and beat him in the mirror with his own character that he's been playing for a longer time than Sonic. And it's insane because even in the fashion that Sonicfox won this tournament, Sonic was the one at the health deficit. He was the one with like 1 HP left. So you would think that naturally the person with the lowest amount of health would be the one to back away, right? Because they want to back away from their opponent because they don't want to die. But it's actually in reverse. Like, Sonicfox had 1 HP of health, and he's actually the one that was chasing down Nicholas. Roll the footage.
One more! Reset our tournament! Is it over? It's right now!
Last breath is active. Fox can absorb 2 more hits.
Block is a clean jump in! Is this it? Sonicfox is going to take Evolution once more and be one of the greatest Mortal Kombat players of all time!
Y'all saw that, right? So this dude literally had 1 HP left, and he's the one chasing Nicholas down. Nicholas is actually the one backing away from him. What? Nicholas is the one backing away from him. Do you know the fear that you have to strike in your opponent when you have 1 HP left and your opponent is actually backing away from you? They're not going in for the kill. They're actually doing the exact opposite. They're backing away from you, and they have the health lead. The amount of respect and fear that you have to have in your opponent is unprecedented, bro. So when people wanted to debate, especially between Ninja and Sonic, or Sonic versus any other player, hopefully as of right now, because things can always change in the future, as of right now with this past EVO, I hope that this narrative has been put to rest. Sonicfox is the greatest NRS player of all time. And anybody that really tries to debate this and argue that is very silly at this point. If you want to say that maybe Ninja is a better player than Sonic at specifically Mortal Kombat X, fine, I'll give you that. If you feel like Ninja may be slightly better at MK11, well, to me, that's a bit debatable, but I could see that. But if you're talking about who's been the most consistent on average between every game, as in MK9, Injustice 1, MKX, Injustice 2, Mortal Kombat 11, and Mortal Kombat 1, if you were to tally up the average between all of those games, then yes, Sonicfox clearly has the highest batting average, clearly is the most consistent, has won the most EVO medals, and has won the most tournaments between all of those games. So I hope that this video puts this argument to rest and people can start being a bit more objective and thinking a lot less silly now simply because of whatever issue they may have with Sonicfox. So shout out to Sonic, congratulations for the EVO win. And it just cements what we've already known, that Sonicfox is the most consistent player in NRS games, period, bar none. Peace, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll catch you in the next one.